Namaste. I'm going to read Volume 3, Book 4, KotiRudra Samhita, Chapter 36. Efficacy of the 1,000 names of Shiva in the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sutta said on hearing the eulogy made by Vishnu, consisting of the hymn of his 1,000 divine names, Lord Shiva became delighted. In order to test Vishnu, Shiva, the Lord of the worlds, concealed one of the lotus flowers. There was a shortage of one lotus flower from among the 1,000 lotuses. Hence Vishnu was distressed in the course of his worship of Shiva. He thought within himself, where could the lotus flower have gone? If it has gone, let it go for good. It is not my own eye, a lotus. After thinking thus, he plucked out his eye and repeated the last name, Sarva Sattva Valambhana. Full of emotion, he worshipped and eulogized Shiva. On seeing Vishnu in that attitude, Vishnu, the preceptor of the universe, appeared before him and forbade him do that. Lord Shiva descended from the pedestal of that earthen phallic image installed by Vishnu. Bowing to Shiva, rising up in the form of a mass of splendor, as mentioned before, Vishnu stood in front of him and eulogized him particularly. Looking mercifully at Vishnu, who stood before him with palms joined in reverence, the delighted Lord Shiva laughingly said then, Shiva said, O Vishnu, all the desires in your mind, particularly the task of the gods, have been understood by me. Indeed, you are engaged in the task of the gods. For the achievement of the task of the gods and for the destruction of the deities without strain, I shall give the auspicious discus Sudarshana to you. O Lord of the gods, for your benefit ponder over this form, pleasing to all the worlds, which has seen by you now. If this discus, this form, and this hymn of 1,000 names is remembered in the battlefield, it will quell the misery of the gods. One of the good rites, thanks to my blessings, all those who listen to this will achieve their desires without serious dangers. Sutta said after saying this, the Lord gave the discus of the brilliance of 10,000 suns, born of his own feet and destructive of all enemies, to Vishnu. Vishnu purified himself and accepted it, facing the north. After making obeisance to Lord Shiva, Vishnu spoke these words to him. Vishnu said, O Lord, O benefactor of the worlds, listen, please tell me what I shall meditate upon and what I shall recite for the destruction of the distress. Sutta said, on being thus asked by him, Shiva, becoming satisfied and delighted in his mind, spoke to Vishnu, who helped the gods. Shiva said, O Vishnu, it is my form that is to be meditated upon for subduing all mishaps. Recite my 1,000 names for destroying the distress that troubles you. For the attainment of your desires, you shall hold this discus always. O Vishnu, this is the best of all discuses. There's no doubt that those who recite and teach this hymn will have no misery at all, even in dreams. When kings are in distress, this worship with 1,000 names shall be repeated 100 times in accordance with the rules laid down, and after due performance of the ancillary services, people will have welfare. This is destructive of distress. It yields learning and wealth. It is excellent and meritorious and bestows all desires and devotion to Shiva always. People undoubtedly derive excellent benefits, which they will have in view in reciting this. Achievement is not far off if a person rising in the morning, performs my worship and recites this in my presence every day. There's no doubt in this that he will attain all the worldly pleasures and desires, and in the end, Sayujya type of salvation. Suta said, delighted in his mind, Shiva spoke thus to Vishnu and touched him with his hands. Shiva then told him again. Shiva said, O most excellent of gods, I am the granter of the boons. Choose the boons you desire to have. O one of good rights, I am attracted by your devotion and by this hymn as well. Suta said, urge thus the delighted Vishnu bowed to the Lord of gods and spoke with palms joined in reverence. Vishnu said, O Lord, you shall be equally merciful to others as well, just as you are merciful to me now. O great Lord, devotion to you is the excellent boon I wish to have. Be pleased. I do not wish for anything else because, O Lord, devotees are never distressed. Suta said, on hearing these words, the extremely sympathetic Lord touched him. Then the moon-crested deity spoke. Shiva said, O Vishnu, your devotion to me will always remain firm. Be worthy of the reverence and worship of all gods in the world. O most excellent God, there is no doubt in this, that thanks to my favor, your name, Visvambara, bearer of the universe, will be destructive of all sins. Suta said, O great sages, after saying this, Lord Shiva, the Lord of the gods, vanished there itself, even as Vishnu was watching. After securing the auspicious discus and hearing the words of Shiva, Lord Vishnu was extremely delighted in his mind. Meditating on Shiva, he repeated the hymn incessantly and instructed the devotees to in this. O excellent ones, thus I have narrated the story. In accordance with your inquiry, it destroys the sins of those who listen to it. What then do you wish to ask? Footnotes. 185. In the list of 1,000 names of Shiva, this name stands at the end, there being no lotus left for the appropriation of Shiva. In this name, one lotus having been concealed by Lord Shiva himself for the test, Vishnu plucked off his own eye and offered the same to Shiva. 186. As a kind of liberation, Sayujya denotes a complete absorption of the devotee into his personal God. Here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat.